guys, it's Shelly. In today's video, we are going to learn the progression of our jumps in figure skating. Now, there are 6 jumps that we know, which is the axel, the sow cow, the toe loop, the flip, and the Lutz. Those jumps you hear all the time in competition. You hear about triple axel, you hear about double axel, you hear about triple Lutz, triple flip, etc. These 6 jumps that we do, they go from single jumps where we go one time around in the air. They go then progress up to double jumps and then the triples or quads after the triples. So these same 6 jumps, we kind of repeat as we move up into the world of figure skating and as we're increasing our levels in figure skating. Now, before we get to those jumps though, we do have a number of jumps and hops that we learn to help us get used to those 6 jumps and to prepare us for those 6 jumps. So this video is all about learning those introductory jumps or hops, and then of course the progression of our normal 6 jumps that we usually see at every skating competition. So let's go ahead, let's jump right in to those introductory jumps or hops. All right, you guys, so for these introductory jumps and hops, we are basically just learning the absolute fundamentals of how a jump works. So in our first basic jump that we learn, or hop, I should say, we are learning a 2-foot hop. Now this is done in one of the first levels in your skating, and literally you are just going to stand on 2 feet, put your arms out, sink down into the knees, push yourself up off the ice, toes leave the ice last. You stretch your body up in the air, and then as you land, those toes grab the ice, and as you hit the ice, you are gonna sink down into your knees, keep your arms out, shoulders over hips, and that is our 2-foot hop that we learn. So first we learn it from standstill, then some classes like to up the ante a little bit and have their kids in the class move as they're doing them. Doing this basic motion is literally the fundamentals of a jump. When you take off from a jump, you're down in your knees, and as you lift up into your jump, the last thing to leave the ice is your toe, because you're gonna point your toe down, and then as you're landing your jump, you're gonna hit that toe pick and then sink down into your knee as you're flattening out your blade. We usually see this 2-foot hop in the really early stages of learning, so it's gonna be in the first couple levels that you are in for your Learn to Skate classes. All right, you guys, the next skill that we're gonna learn is the bunny hop. So this bunny hop, you're gonna learn it in your Delta level for ISI or Basic 6 in Learn to Skate USA. And this bunny hop is super important. I think it's one of the most important introductory jumps just because this jump really helps us get used to that kick through motion that we're gonna see later on in our Walsh jump or our axel jump. So basically with this bunny hop, you are going to have an opposite arm leg motion, and you'll see it in the demonstration coming up, but you're gonna have opposite arm, opposite leg, you're gonna be gliding forward, opposite arm, opposite leg in front, and then you're gonna take your free leg, which is in back, and you're going to kick it through, knee up and through, and as you take off the ice, just like in your basic 2-foot hop, you're gonna lift up from that toe pick, stretch your body up, your body's gonna make an H position, and then as you come down, you're gonna hit that toe pick and glide onto that kick through or free leg. So this bunny hop is awesome for learning that nice kick through motion that we are going to see later on in our 6 main jumps. And I do want to make note that there is a skill called the side toe hop that you'll learn in Basic 6 in Learn to Skate USA that is before the bunny hop. So with this, you're literally learning how to move sideways across the ice. You're going to take your leading leg, so for me it's going to be my right leg, and you are going to sink down into your knee, step out with that right leg onto the toe, and as you step onto that right toe, you're gonna sink down and you're gonna push yourself up into the air, bring your feet together, and then you're gonna land on that left and push yourself off into a forward glide. So this is also one of those hops that you learn. In ISI, it's just one of those elements that the coaches typically bring up and teach. It's not necessarily in a level, but this is in Basic 5 right before the bunny hop, so keep that in mind. You might want to try that, and also it's just great exercise to get used to jumping and leaping while you're moving in a sideways fashion versus just moving shoulders, hips forward.
This next one is the ballet jump. So this is almost similar to our side toe hop, except we are hopping only on one toe. So you're going to go into this either from standstill or you could be moving. We're gonna take that left foot, sink down into our knee, reach out to the side with that toe and pop right up into a jump and lift, stretch that free leg. And then we're gonna land back on that takeoff toe and we're gonna glide onto a forward inside edge.
Another introductory jump is called the Mazurka jump, which we have in our basic skills level. It is in pre-free skate. So with the Mazurka is a really good jump to learn. This kind of helps you with that nice kick through for your toe loop, which toe loop can be a little daunting, but the Mazurka is helpful with helping you get that kick through. So as you reach back, you're gonna take your right leg that you're gliding on and you're going to kick that foot through almost as if going to kick a soccer ball. But then as you're kicking through, you're gonna kick up into somewhat of a bunny hop, and you're gonna land just like a bunny hop as you're coming out from that Mazurka. So this is a great jump to practice and learn, especially for toe loops. I love having my students do Mazurkas just so they can get that nice feeling of the kick through for that toe loop, which usually is the hardest part of a toe loop, which is getting that right kick through and not making it a false jump. All right, you guys, the next set of jumps are kind of our in-between jumps. So they're not necessarily absolute basics, but they are not technically a part of our 6 jumps that we are going to build up towards. So these are kind of like in the middle, and these jumps are only half rotations, and they are all of our half jumps that we're gonna learn. So these are jumps that you will be doing eventually with a full rotation, which is gonna be a part of those 6 jumps that we're gonna go over later, right after we get through these half jumps. So our first half jump is the half flip. Typically, this is one of the first half jumps that you do learn in skating. So this is going to eventually turn into a single flip. So with this half jump, you're doing a mohawk into your jump. You pick back, you spring up off of that picking leg, and then you're gonna land on your left toe, or right if you are a lefty, and you're gonna glide on that front foot. So this is a really simple way to get used to the takeoff and the entry of the flip jump, and eventually this turns into a full single flip. Our second half jump is the half Lutz. So this half Lutz in ISI, you learn it in freestyle too, and this Lutz turns into a single Lutz. So we will be seeing this jump again, except there's going to be a difference of rotations in the air. So when we go into this, we're going to glide on a back outside edge, and as we're gliding on the back outside edge, we're going to reach our right arm and right leg back, sink down into our knee. We're going to get that toe into the ice and pop right up into the air, and then we're going to land on our other foot that we didn't pick with. So it's going to be my left toe, and then we're going to glide on a forward edge coming out of our jump. So this will turn into a full single in the air in the single Lutz. And also for this half flip, you'll be taking off on an inside edge, whereas the Lutz you're taking off on an outside edge. All right, for our last half jump that we're going to talk about, it is half loop. You learn a half loop in ISI Freestyle 4 or Basic Skills Free Skate 5. So with this half loop, and basically what this jump is going to turn into is a single loop. So you're gonna go and take off a back outside edge, and you're gonna push off of that back leg, snap up into the air into that loop position. You're gonna hit that H, and then you're gonna step down on that free leg, or the other leg that you didn't take off from. So it'd be my left leg into a back inside edge to glide on. This is also called an Euler. So this jump is actually used quite frequently as you are learning new jumps and you get into higher level jumps. Even when you're doing doubles or triples, you will be seeing this half loop. So I actually challenge you guys to watch the next big skating competition on TV and see if you could find any half loops or Eulers in these programs, because you actually do see a lot of them. So you'll see a lot of triple Euler, triple sows, or triple flip combos. Keep your eyes peeled. It's actually quite interesting that you see them so much, but they used to be called the half loop as you learn them, and now they changed the name to an Euler. If you hear about that Euler, that's what that is. It's that half loop jump.
All right, you guys, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for part 2, which is going to be our 6 jumps that we see all the time in competition, so you don't want to miss that. I decided to make this video 2 parts just because it would have been a very long video, and I figure why not start with the easy basics first. So make sure you click that bell so you know when that comes out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.